What's up, guys? Back on YouTube. I know it's been a while since I've posted a video, but first of all, I want to thank you all for continuing to support me. Probably a lot of you were wondering, like, did he drop off of YouTube again? That's totally not the case. I'm gonna get into it, but first of all, I want to thank all of you again for sticking and being with me on this journey because the goal of this YouTube channel is really to inspire men, especially Muslim men, to really become the best version of themselves and really create that space for people, for men to come together and form this community, this brotherhood that we can really grow and really create that vision that we have for ourselves as individuals and as a community. So let's get into it. A lot of you guys might not be aware, but I recently moved from Boston to Texas, to Dallas, Texas. It's been about 3 weeks, absolute mayhem and chaos in terms of like just moving and getting here and setting up everything and just all of everything that goes into moving. If anyone's moved recently, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Um, as you can see, everything is set up, and I'm ready to go in terms of like creating content and really getting in touch with you guys and helping you really solve some of the issues that you guys have. I want to start off on this move in terms of why I even did it in the first place. Of course, my family had their reasons for making the move in terms of their own reasons. But what I really saw in terms of the opportunity to come here to Dallas was really just a change of environment. So, for those of you who don't know, I had been in Boston for about 11 years at this point. I moved there in 2013 from Sweden, from Stockholm, Sweden, where I was born, and just over 11 years being there. Yes, there was a lot of things that I was able to do and accomplish and grow as an individual. I mean, that's where I started my fitness journey for the very first time, and there were so many like memories and so many people that I know there. But it got to a point where I was just feeling stagnant. And there wasn't a whole lot going on in terms of just like new opportunities or meeting new people or just like doing things that were a little bit outside of my comfort zone. So the first point I want to talk about is really just this idea of challenging yourself to get out of your current state, wherever you are. In most cases, that will mean physically, just change places, like maybe even locally, move to a different city, maybe move to a different neighborhood. Or if you're just like always working at home, find like a communal working space. So find your favorite coffee shop and really go there and work for a couple hours during the day. Because what you guys don't understand is that if you are falling into the same patterns over and over and over again, and you feel like you're replaying the same day just on repeat, it's not a coincidence that that's happening. It's because you've settled into a routine that is not serving you anymore. That's really at the heart of this. As humans, we're designed to find comfort and we are designed to find reliability and just routine because from a survival standpoint, if everything is set in place and there's no immediate changes that are happening, basically what that means is that your life isn't in danger. You can reliably get to the next day, fall asleep, and be relatively assured that you're going to wake up the next day, obviously by the will of Allah. But it gets to a certain point, especially in this day and age, where things are so comfortable and they're so easy and they're so reliable that we don't feel any challenge anymore. Like if a lot of if you watching this video, if you did nothing and you just stayed in your room for like 30 days and you everything was provided for in terms of your work, your food, you even got like a home gym or something, you would have no reason to get out. You would have no reason to really just challenge yourself and be like, I'm going to go to a different place and see what's out there, see what's happening. And it's in the nature of men to have adventure. I mean, I don't think I need to spell this out for anyone, but the reason why men fall in love with video games, especially role-playing video games, is because we seek out adventure. We seek out finding things, discovering things. Why do you think games like I haven't played Elden Ring, but I've heard it's like it's like the most popular game out there, or my personal favorite, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda games. The reason why I find myself having an affinity for those kind of games is because there's that sense of adventure. You don't know what's around the corner. You don't know what kind of enemies are hiding. You don't know what kind of treasure you might find. And that's not the, video games are designed like that way because they appeal to our instincts and just the way we're wired. We're designed to have adventure. We're designed to find things and really conquer. That's really at the heart of this. So it takes a lot more energy in this day and age to really propel yourself and find those new places in your. You would be so surprised in terms of how much there is to just find in your local city, in your town. There's probably like a nook and cranny that you've never discovered before. Maybe it's a popping, like a mom and pop, bakery or something, and you've never heard of it. But you're just like, I'm gonna want to find something that's out there. You go to this place, and it's like a new, like, discovery, and that sets you off in like a totally different trajectory for that day, perhaps even for your whole life, because you decided to challenge yourself. So really, that's the most important thing that I want you guys to take in terms of inspiration for my own move. That's the reason why I did it. I knew back in Boston where things were, where I could, if I wanted to hang out with someone, I knew where to go. If I wanted to go to the masjid, to the mosque, I know exactly how to get there, what would be happening there. The gym, I knew exactly where it was, the same kind of people. And, you know, it got to a point where it was just like, if I kept doing this for the next 10, 15, 20 years, nothing would change because I wasn't making that conscious effort. So the first thing that I want to tell you guys is that if you're in a situation where things are just so like they're the same, get out. That's really the most important thing. Get out and find those new environments. Start doing it on a small scale. Once a week, twice a week, go somewhere new that you've never been before, and chat up people there, the cashier, whoever's there. Just like start conversations, and you never know where those small things, those small acts will really take you. That's the really most important thing that I can tell you guys, and I can tell you by far. It's only been about 3 weeks. I'm already seeing the benefits of it, just like the opportunities and just like this the way my perspective is shifting in terms of like what I could achieve or where I could be in the next 6, 8, 12 months. Like everything is coming into place in terms of me seeing where I could take my life. And this wouldn't have happened if I didn't move. If I was stuck in the same place, I would have thought that was pretty good. It was okay. But it wasn't okay because I know that there's so much more that I can accomplish for myself. The second thing, kind of paired with this, is that you have to adopt the mentality that this is the greatest season of your life. And it's no coincidence that I'm saying this to you specifically. If you do happen to come upon this video, this is literally the greatest season of your life. And let me explain what I mean by that. If the past couple of weeks, months, years have just been a total grind in terms of just like things coming at you, you know, financial troubles, family troubles, health troubles, just troubles with friends or whatever, and these things have just been plaguing you, and you're just like, I can't find a way out of this. Like, why do I feel stuck in the same place? Why are things not moving the way they should? Why are things just like, why am I just stuck in this weird place? It's because there are certain lessons that you were being taught in that time. Like, I heard this quote from Alex Ramosi. If you guys don't know him, he's like one of the most popular entrepreneurs out there. Um, he said that something along the lines of, if you were to design a video game character, this kind of builds off of what I was just saying. If you wanted to max out your video game character in the skill tree of um, bravery, let's just use that. What would you have to do in the game to build up your bravery's stat points, your XP points? You probably have to go out and kill some enemies, right? Or if you wanted to max out your wisdom, what would you have to do? Solve puzzles, solve, like, temples or whatever. If you want to max out your strength, same thing. You would have to fight off some bosses. So we understand this when it comes to like a video game, and we're like, of course, that makes sense. That's obviously what I have to do. Otherwise, I'll never beat the game. Same thing applies here. Same thing, same exact thing. There are certain lessons that you're being taught through the grind that you're in right now, or you've just recently gotten out of, that you are now prepared to take into the next stage of life, the next level in life. And it's no coincidence that all of that has been happening right now. Whatever it is, like I don't know your situation, but I know it will be something along the lines of something just challenging you intensely and something that you're not able to get out of immediately. And you're thinking that if only I could just get out of this and like never have to deal with this again. And that can happen once you learn the lesson. Only once you've learned the lesson, whatever that is. Maybe you're being taught patience because you haven't been a patient person before. Because the next season in your life will require a lot of patience, either with yourself or with the circumstances or with people, and you will gain something immense out of that. Or maybe you're being taught an abundance mindset. And the way that's being taught to you is by restricting you intensely. And everything is just like closing up on you. Maybe financially, maybe just like your circumstances, and they're just like so tight. And that's forcing you to be like, I wish I had just an abundance of whatever it is that you need at the moment. Once you've learned the lesson of like, okay, and especially if you're Muslim, you understand that everything is from Allah, He gives and He takes. You're in the season of where, in your mind, in your perspective, everything's being taken from you. But really, what you're being given is just this perspective of everything can be given back to me as well, and it can be given in ways that will immensely bless my life and give me everything that I need in terms of being able to to take care of myself and the people in my life. So it's really just about understanding what's going on at the moment and really being able to draw the wisdom from that. Because here's the thing, if you never do that, you will come across opportunities in the near future and you will fumble them so hard. You'll come across a business opportunity or an opportunity to collaborate with someone or to advance your career or to meet the love of your life. But because you refuse to learn the lessons that are being almost forced upon you right now, and you were just adamant to stay stuck in your ways, you didn't level up your patience. You didn't max out your wisdom. You didn't max out your perseverance. And the perfect opportunity, something that you had been wishing for and wanting, comes across, comes in your, like, it's in your lap right now, but you are not able to take advantage of it because you didn't max out your skills. So the opportunity will come. You'll try to make something happen out of it, but it will be given to someone else. And that's hard to hard to accept, but that's really what happens. There's so many instances in my own life where um, things and people and all this kind of, things that I wanted were pretty much right in front of me. But I wasn't able to take advantage of them because I didn't have the required skill set to really make the most of it. So that's the most important lesson that I can impart to you in the season of where you're learning lessons. Embrace the suck. Embrace the grind that you're in right now. Because it's only teaching you something that will take you to the next level. Again, if it helps you kind of conceptualize this from a video game perspective, by all means, that's use what you can in terms of tools to help you better understand this. That's one thing that I haven't shared this before, but I was a peer-to-peer tutor in college, and in like subjects like organic chemistry or whatever, um, and people, other students. I was like a sophomore, freshman would come to me and they would want help with assignments and stuff, and I would, if there was ever a concept that they couldn't understand, I would break it in a way that almost wasn't related to the subject at all. I would tell them like, hey, this is how, I don't even know some of the stuff anymore, but like ionic bonds are formed. And I would explain it in a way that kind of related to the situation, but also was different enough for them to be like, oh, okay, so that's how it works, and that's how it applies to this subject in chemistry. Use whatever tools, whatever frameworks that you need to help you understand this. There's no right and wrong answer. Like, Yes, it's a little bit childish, corny, whatever you want to call it, to use like a video game example, but I know it resonates a lot with a lot of men because that's how a lot of us grew up. That's what a lot of us like to do in our free time. That's what we like to do with our friends. So naturally, that's something you understand. So the final point that I want you to take away from this video is that as you enter the greatest season of your life, don't make the mistake of trying to imitate someone else's greatest season. You might look at someone else on the internet, like a celebrity or like a red pill influencer, and be like, oh, when they blew up, this is how they did things. They were like so macho and driving all these cars and surrounded by all these people. But maybe that's not you. Maybe you're a more humble guy who likes to take care of his family, and your greatest season is really being upgraded to the next level where you're able to retire someone of your family. And that's like the biggest thing that will give you the most fulfillment. So as you go into this next season, as things start coming to you, put your own spin to them, man. Don't be that's one thing that's one thing that I'm trying to learn is just like be yourself. And if you have a hard time even being like, well, I don't know how to be myself, ask yourself this one question, and this will answer it for you in one go. When I'm doing fill in blank, I lose track of time. Whatever that thing is where you fill in the blank, that's when you're being yourself. It could be coding, it could be recording videos like it is for me, it could be working out in the gym, it could be hanging out with friends, it could be going on long hikes. Whatever that thing is where you lose track of time, it could be multiple things, but identify that one thing at least, two to three, where you're like, okay, I lose track of time when I do this. And that's your most natural self because you don't have to convince anyone. You're like, I love doing this because I love it for the sake of it. So, guys, I'm so excited, not only for myself, but for where you guys are going to be going, for where things will start to shift and change for you. And I'm not saying this of like, oh, like, like some magical reason. Um, I'm saying this because I truly believe that this is the greatest season that we're entering. If you choose to take from the lessons that you're being taught at this moment, I'm so excited, and obviously I'm very happy to be back on YouTube. It's something that for me it just like puts me in a flow state. It's as if I'm talking to a really like one of my best friends. And for everyone who's on the screen, you are like a best friend to me because I'm invested in helping you get to the next level. Even if that means some of my videos will be more tough love, it's all coming from a place of love because men don't have those male role models. And I'm not saying I'm some kind of like the perfect role model or anything for anyone, but it doesn't have to be that way. Think of someone who's impacted your life positively as a male. They weren't perfect. Maybe they were an older brother, your dad, a mentor, a coach. They weren't perfect by any means, but they told you, they gave you certain lessons, and you've been able to carry those throughout your life up to this point. That's what I want to do for you. So guys, I'm going to end the video right there. Thank you so much for all of the support, everything that you've been sharing with me, and everything that um, let me know in the comments what you guys are struggling with. What's your biggest thing that you think you're going to be doing in the next season of your life? Obviously, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.